Christian, and I'm fascinated with biodiversity, especially the aesthetics of living creatures, the sights, the smells, the sounds, and the textures of the natural world. Since I was a kid, I've been guided by my senses, sometimes literally following my nose through the forest or the chaparral or around the tide pools, and I'd have all these amazing experiences in nature. But being interested in small, esoteric, kind of difficult to learn groups of organisms ended up feeling kind of solitary a lot of the time. So I started to seek out people who cared about nature in the same way that I did. And then I found iNaturalist, not just the tool itself, but the community of people who use it. Because it turned out there was lots of people who cared about organisms I'd never even heard of. Small creatures, strange creatures, deep sea organisms. And so the platform enabled me both to share my experiences, but it also opened up new aspects of the world for me to pay attention to, new people to learn from, new things to see. Eventually, I became a natural history educator, teaching folks how to recognize mushrooms and how to use tools like iNaturalist. But the longer I taught about these things, the more I realized that my personal reasons for doing them weren't directly motivated by any kind of analysis or scientific research. Which is not to say that those aren't important or interesting potential outcomes of what we're doing, but they're only one side of the equation. The other side of that equation, paying attention to nature on a day-to-day basis, sharing our experience, meeting other people, building community, is just as important as any eventual science that might make use of that data. So it became clear to me that I needed to center those values in my practice. I stopped saying citizen science. I changed my vocabulary. Because I could care less whether you're a member of any political entity. Anyone can make contributions to our understanding of the living world. And there's a real need to build culture around our shared values about nature. The wonderful thing about community science is that it creates new knowledge more or less by accident. Over time, new patterns, new familiarity, new understanding just sort of emerge from the body of shared experiences. And the great success of the iNaturalist platform is that it's lowered the barrier to entry to include as many people as possible, and then benefits from the richness of all the different sensory styles that people bring to it. And putting together our day-to-day experiences eventually allows us to detect changes over the span of many decades. This extremely decentralized approach, with no explicit goals and no specialized methodology, makes for a new paradigm of doing biodiversity science, and it allows basically anyone to be a part of the process of exploration and discovery. It's no secret that our civilization and the natural world are in a period of intense transition and turmoil right now, which I think makes the community aspect of this all that much more important. We need like-minded people to befriend and to work in common cause alongside with. We will need a community of people to grieve with and to celebrate victories with. I'm so excited for more and more people to find their place in this web of relationships in the coming years. Relationships both with each other and with our neighbors on the planet. I encourage you to look into this world of community science and see what part you might play in it. I hope to see you on iNaturalist.